Hello everyone. So today I am sharing with you 13 ways to celebrate Beltane. Beltane is one of the 8 Sabbats, as they call them, or holidays on the wheel of the year and the cross-quarter holy season between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. Traditionally, Beltane is held on May 1, but this year, based on the planetary movements and the full moon and the aspects in the universe, the planets and all, it is falling on May 5 to be accurate, with the full moon on Friday. In the past, it used to be celebrated by pagans and Gaelic traditions all over the world. So it is a celebration that pre-existed the Wiccan tradition and was added later on the Wheel of the Year, which contains all the holidays that are usually celebrated by the pagan culture. And you can have an idea of the Wheel of the Year if you subscribe to my newsletter, which I will put a link for that in the description below. The word Beltane comes from the Celtic god Bel or Belanus, meaning the bright one, and also the Gaelic word Tain, meaning fire. Together they create the bright fire that honors the earth's strength, abundance, and fertile power during this time. So it is a Celtic fire festival. It's at this time that the maiden goddess reaches her peak vitality and fertility. She becomes the May Queen, and with the young king, they join in sacred union to bring forth the bounty of spring. This great energy on the Wheel of the Year brings inspiration, desires, and dreams into action and manifestation. How to celebrate Beltane? Yes, it's about fertility of the land and animals around us, not just our fertility. Flowers and trees are blooming everywhere, so it's not just associated with us. It's also about whatever's happening around us in the natural world. So you can celebrate either by yourself or in a group. Of course, celebrating in a Wiccan way is different from celebrating in a folkloric way, and each culture has their own way of celebration as well. But they have common grounds. For example, out of the 13 ways to celebrate Beltane, the first one is to get outside, connect with nature, because it's ideal during this time. You can even do some yoga or meditation outside. 2, bring the outside in. Yellow flowers are usually brought during this time to bring uplifting energy into the home, whether daffodils or daisies. You can also bring a plant inside. 3, decorate with colors or symbols. Symbols of gods and goddesses or animals, symbols that show union and fertility. Colors that stand for Beltane are reds, golds, orange, pinks, blues, anything that reminds us of a bonfire or a wildflower bed. Decorate your altar, number 4. Some decorate a whole room or just bring a few items to put on a small table. It can also be your desktop or mobile phone background. Number 5, have a feast with your friends or with your loved ones, alone or with your family. Try to find seasonal fruits from a local marketplace so that you connect with the land that you live around. Number 6, group celebrations. Around this time, you might find a lot of groups gathering and celebrating around a bonfire. This happens especially in UK and Europe. It can be a great way to expand your practice or meet like-minded people. Number 7, maypoles. With ribbons of the Beltane season that decorate maypoles, it's a great way to dance around it and make a web of these ribbons as they intertwine. This is also a tradition that is mostly done in UK and Europe. Number 8, well-dressing. Well-dressing, which is also a UK tradition, means people giving offerings to a water well or rivers or lakes. And you can do all sorts of offerings. They can be flowers that you throw in the water well. Number 9, fire festivals. Ceremonial fires can be lit at this time, and camping around a bonfire is a great idea. You can bring also the fire element with a candle burning on your altar, but be careful of the fire, of course. Make sure you have fire safety ways. And you can write your wishes on a paper and throw them in the fire to help manifest them. Or you can write the things that you don't want anymore in your life. You can tear the paper before throwing it in the fire. Number 10, celebrate with the season's herbs like mint, daisies, and a lot of yellow flowers or roses. You can use mint more in your cooking. Number 11, flower crowns. Flower crowns are a way of taking the natural world and bringing it into our lives. You can make your own flower crowns by collecting few flowers, either from plants in your house or from the garden around. Number 12, practice divination. Readings done this season can help us really understand what's coming up in the season ahead or the year ahead. You can do tarot reading, pendulums, or any other sort of divination that you prefer. The 13th way to celebrate is by spells and rituals that are fun to do, like putting a moon jar water. For example, filling an empty jar with water and putting it under the full moon for an entire night. Of course, it can be closed. And the next morning before sunrise, you take this moon water, you either shower with it or even drink it, or you use it to set your intentions. You can also practice the writing intentions on paper, putting in the fire. You can burn incense or use perfume that have floral scents. You can do all of these things, or even you can do one of them. The important thing is to have the spirit of celebration in you. This week we have an eventful week because there's also the full moon on the 5th, on Friday, which is accompanied by a lunar eclipse. Energetically, a lunar eclipse is like an oversized full moon, which means the emotional impact is increased. And this eclipse is in Scorpio. Scorpio feels everything deeply and is highly motivated to act on these feelings intensely. So we are still in the Mercury retrograde phase. It'll be over on May 14. And during this time with the full moon and the lunar eclipse, and there's also a Pluto retrograde, it's a time to break thinking patterns that we've held on for a long time, especially if we've been living according to the shoulds or musts. It's time to release these things and enjoy life in its full vibrance. So I wish you a lovely full moon and a beautiful Beltane season. Thank you for always supporting my channel. It would be great if you can share this video with friends or family, or invite them to like or subscribe to this channel or like this video. Thank you so much.